Do you want to know the cheapest way to farm a neighborhood? My name is Tony Angelos with eXp Realty in Chicago, and I'm going to show you my favorite way to prospect to a neighborhood. I'm not talking about cold calling. I'm not talking about sending a bunch of flyers to them. I'm talking about digital farming. Now, before we get into it, let me talk a little bit about strategy, because going into anything without a strategy, the strategy is thinking about things like a funnel, because everything that we do has to go through a sales funnel. Our objective right now is to fill the top of our funnel and bring it down to the bottom of that funnel so that we could get a transaction. That's the goal. And the only way to do that is to be providing value. Before we get into it, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. Okay, so what is digital farming? Digital farming is a way that we can use the resources that are available to us as realtors to find public information like email addresses and phone numbers and prospect to specific neighborhoods. Step one is we're gonna be building a lead list. A lead list is just gonna be people that fit the demographic that we're targeting, that we're going to have a sequence that we're building out beforehand that we could reach out to every single month. As realtors, we have specific tools that we get access to. There's a tool called Remime, and what we can do is we can find our farm, we can filter that farm to whatever specific target we want. And one strategy I really like is I'll add a new area to my farm list every time I sell a house or a condo in a subdivision or a building. So say, for example, I sell a house in subdivision A. What I will then do is I will go onto Property Radar, create a geographic farm around that subdivision, and I will put some filters on it. I'm looking for people who are homeowners who've been in the house for at least 5 years, who have equity in their house, at least 30 to 40%, not on the market for sale right now, and who have an email address. And at least on Property Radar, I can get that information are 8 sons. Let's say you live in ABC subdivision. What we're gonna be doing is once we have that list, we're gonna put that list into our CRM, and every single month we are going to be sending them a market update on their subdivision. This is really easy to do, takes almost no effort. You are going to find that over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, you are going to build so much trust in this subdivision, you are going to become the go-to person. We want to be getting attainable market share in any market that we're going to be marketing to. How many homes are going to sell in a year? We could find out what the average price point is too. And we could find out how much revenue is going to be generated from this subdivision, so we could kind of act accordingly on how we want to market to it. Because the goal should be to get to about 30% market share in that subdivision. 10 houses go for sale, you want to sell 3 of those houses. And in order to do that, we have to consistently be prospecting to the homeowners of that subdivision. So let's take it back from the top. We have our list in Property Radar or Remime or PropStream or whatever it is. We have our list. We download that list. We put them into an email campaign where every single month we are going to be sending them an email that's going to be doing essentially a market update. There are so many services you could use for a market update. I use Vidyard. BombBomb is another one. Find a service that will allow you to screen record and have a little thumbnail of your face on it, because we are building trust with sellers. We want them to know us, we want them to like us, and we want them to trust us, and we need our face, our voice, our mannerisms, who we are to build that trust. So all you gotta do in the email, what's the email gonna say? You're gonna do a screen recording of their subdivision, and it might say whatever month we're in. So like right now we're in June. It'll say like June sales update for ABC subdivision. That's the headline of the email. The verbiage of that email subject line is super targeted towards them. You take a video and you just walk them through what's going on, as if somebody was asking you, hey, what's going on in ABC subdivision? You just kind of tell them, well, this month there are 5 new homes for sale, 2 of them went under contract, and last month, 4 homes closed at these prices. Just kind of walk them through that in the video, give a little intro of who you are, walk them through the market update, and then at the end have a call to action. Whether that call to action is get a free home value estimate, put that call to action in there. That's it. Upload that video to YouTube, make it private. Include that video in the body of the email. So it should look like this. It should look like subject line, video, and then the body of that email below the video should be exactly what you're saying in the video, reiterated. Real straightforward. So if an ABC, subdivision, it would say like, hey Bob, my name's Tony Angelos, I'm with eXp Realty, and here's what happened in your subdivision over the last month. 3 homes were listed for sale, this home, this home, this home, this is the prices they were listed at. 2 homes went under contract, and then at the end you would have your same closing for the people that don't watch the video, reiterated with a call to action. The goal is we want them to click on our button, whether it's to get an automated valuation of their home, whether it's to put time on your calendar to set up a strategy session, which is what I call them. We want to give them all this stuff because those people are gonna transact, and it's important to be there when they do transact. So this email, it takes 5 minutes to put together. It takes 10 minutes to get the list together, and you just have to set a reminder on your calendar or put a task in your CRM so that every single month you send this email. Same words, the same verbiage, the same video over and over and over again. You are gonna start to become a dominant force in the neighborhood. And once you get one listing in the neighborhood, you could compound to 2. You could use that in your marketing and build yourself as an authority in that neighborhood. You'll see really quickly how this starts to compound in your business. And once you dominate one neighborhood, just go to the next one. I like to do this especially when I sell a house in a neighborhood. If I sell 1 house, 2 houses in a neighborhood, it gives you so much more authority because people have already seen your sign and want to work with you. Look, this is something that not a lot of realtors are doing, but it is so easy to be highly targeted in your messaging. And that's the goal. We want to be super specific with who we're talking to because it's going to build so much more trust. How can we level this up? We can level this up by sending postcards. That's something that we could do if it makes sense from a business perspective. If, for example, one subdivision, the projected revenue from that subdivision, if you were to get 100% of all the business, is about $100,000. Going back to that attainable market share that we're trying to get, 30% of 100 grand is 30 grand. If that's the projected revenue from this one subdivision over the course of 12 months, it might make sense to do a postcard campaign to the same people that we're emailing with your face on it. Postcards are cheap. They're like 65 cents a postcard. If you're sending out 100 postcards at 65 cents, big whoop, 65 bucks a month over the course of 12 months, it's almost nothing compared to the 30 grand that you could earn over the course of a year. That is a great ROI, and it's much better than sending a blank postcard just to everybody, which is gonna cost you a lot of money, is not very targeted, and does not have any direct messaging. We wanna build trust with our prospects. We want to get in front of them. We want them to see our face. And if they open your emails and they start opening your emails, if you have a service like MailChimp, you could see who those people are. And at that point, if you've seen that they've opened all of your emails over the past 12 months, you might want to give them a call. Those are somebody that you might want to call and you might have a decent conversation with rather than calling somebody out of the blue. Look, I could talk about this kind of stuff for hours, but I'm not going to. Every Friday, I host a mastermind call from 11 to 11:30 Central Time. It is totally free. The link is in the description. It's a Zoom call. It's come and go type of thing, no strings attached. Come join one of those calls, contribute to it. You'll probably learn something, and I go way more in depth than on these videos. Join those calls, links in the description. Love to see you there. And thanks so much for watching too. Hit the like button if you learned something. Hit the follow button if you will. And let's grow together. This whole page is about building better agents, building leaders in our community so that we stand apart from the competition in our markets. Once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Tony Angelos, and I'll see you next time.